Welcome to the StriveScan College Launchpad. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today to share more about their school and their business program. We each have 6 minutes to share about their institution, but we'll be around the entire session to answer questions. My name is Anna and I'll be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/launch. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter from Johnson & Wales University. Take it away.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to say good evening, and I appreciate you spending some time with us today to learn about business programs. And it is an honor to be the first presenter to share a bit with you about Johnson & Wales University. My name is Victoria. My contact information is on the screen. I will be receiving any of your contact information, so if we do have questions later on, we can communicate about those. First of all, I would like to share with you that Johnson & Wales is a university that's in 2 different states. We have a Providence, Rhode Island campus. And the interesting thing about that is within the Providence campus, we do have 2 different locations. We have Down City and we have Harborside. The neat thing about being in the Providence area is that it's in a city that's home to 30,000 college students, and with the growing businesses as well as restaurants and entertainment venues, our business program is able to tap into all of our neighbors and our other colleagues that are in the area to give our students the most robust opportunity possible. Our second campus is in Charlotte, North Carolina, which has consistently been a business center for the Southeast, as well as a transplant city. So the fact that the average age of adults is 35 in the city of Charlotte, it's a young, vibrant, business-centered and entertainment mecca that gives our students an ability to tap into what's there. We were started in 1914. We have over 80 total majors that do include our business program. We're a growing community of about 9,000 students between our 2 campuses. We pride ourselves on our faculty as well as our outcome rates. When you think about what we do for our students, the biggest thing is that we start our students in their major from the first semester that they're taking classes with us. So by having smaller class sizes, by providing that support that they need in the classroom, and requiring every student to have at least 1 internship. In a pandemic, we had 1,200 internships completed last year. So I think that speaks a lot to the idea that we are an experiential based university. We started as a business school in 1914 by Miss Johnson and Miss Wales. We've grown to having over 15 bachelor's programs and 19 master's programs and several minors that students can focus in. They range everywhere from accounting to even more cutting edge things like cannabis entrepreneurship that's available. You can see that we even have a few accelerated master's programs that allow our students to take graduate level classes their senior year at no additional cost, as long as they meet the GPA requirements. And then when they graduate, they transition directly into our master's programs without any, it's a seamless transition without them losing any time at all on campus. With looking at our campus, looking at our school, the way that we really are hands-on and we have learning labs in all of our majors, I encourage you to go to jwu.edu/majors and explore what's in there. There are highlights for our business professors, if you look in the business section that's in there, as well as some stories about our current and our alumni to see what they're doing and where they're going, because we're very proud of the companies where we place our students, as well as the experiential opportunities that we have with those internships, where we send them to meaningful locations that are very industry focused for each of ours. We have new programs that are popping up. As I said, cannabis entrepreneurship, as well as beverage sales and marketing are 2 of our newer programs that are embedded within our business school that we offer. With our membership at the AAC be AACSB. It allows us to tap in and collaborate with other schools and other business professionals and entities that are in there. When you think about Johnson & Wales, we try to make our application process as seamless as possible. We've always been test optional, which means if you provide an ACT or SAT, it can count, but if you don't, we pretend as if it's not even there, doesn't even exist. You are still eligible for merit scholarships because we review all of our students for merit eligibility when they apply. Early action is November 1st. After March the 1st, which is our regular admissions deadline, we do everything on a rolling basis there with those applications. I encourage you to not only contact me through the QR code that's behind me, or you can contact one of our campuses directly. It's always a great idea to explore from home with our virtual tours, and then the various different ways that you can explore our two cities where we are located. I greatly appreciate your time and your attention. I hope that I hear from you soon. If you want to learn more about our two campuses, our business program that has spanned over 100 years, and what we do to get our students started in their major from day one. I appreciate your time. Check out our social hubs on all the platforms that are listed here to get current, up-to-date ideas, information, and feedback on what we're doing with our students on campus. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time this evening.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from St. Louis University.
Every Zoom meeting, it happens at least once, doesn't it? Sorry, I forgot to unmute. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for this opportunity to get to know you a little bit better and talk about why St. Louis University's Chaffetz School of Business might be the right college opportunity for you. My name is Debbie Pike. I'm the Associate Dean for Undergraduate Business Programs here at St. Louis University. We have this wonderful Midwestern campus that allows us to tap into a long-standing network, as we are the oldest business school west of the Mississippi. We are AACSB accredited, which means that every 5 years we are there's quality assurance done to make sure that the right faculty and the right support resources are there for you to make sure that you have an outstanding education here at St. Louis University. We have about 1,000 undergraduate students in our program, which when I ask students, is that too big? Is that too small? And they generally say it's like Goldilocks, it's just right. We are nationally recognized by US News and World Reports overall as a business program, but 3 specific degree programs have higher honors. International Business and Entrepreneurship are top 20 programs in the country, and our finance program is number 38 in the country. We have some fabulous facilities. I wish you were here so that I could walk you around and show you a little bit about our great building here and meet some of our great faculty. We have an Edward Jones Data Analytics Lab, which is a flexible classroom space that has 12 Bloomberg terminals, which are the same terminals that Wall Street traders use. Our finance majors will be certified on the Bloomberg Market Concepts software, which you can put on your resume right away. And to give you just an idea of kind of the hands-on experience that you can get in a class here at the Chaffetz School of Business, our finance majors in their 7th semester, so their first semester of their senior year, can apply to be in our Applied Portfolio Management class. That class actually is responsible for evaluating common stocks as investments of part of St. Louis University's money. This team actually is managing $2.5 million. They've always exceeded the market. I joke that I wish they would do my retirement funding for me. And each of the students is paired up one-on-one with an industry mentor. So they have an active practicing investment professional who helps them understand a little bit better about exactly what they should be doing as they begin to prepare themselves for their careers as finance professionals. That's just one example of the kind of support that we have in our community. There are 55,000 St. Louis University alumni just in the metropolitan St. Louis area alone, which means we have tons of internships and job opportunities. And that means clearly more opportunities for you. We have, oh, sorry, a little fast on my clicker there. We have 9 business majors here at St. Louis University, and 2 of those majors have concentration specialty areas. Finance has real estate finance and financial analysis, and business technology management has analytics and enterprise systems. 3 of our majors, economics, marketing, and international business, are available in their entirety at our SLU Madrid campus. SLU Madrid is literally like just another campus of St. Louis University. It just happens to be in this wonderful, friendly, clean European capital. And our students are able to spend a semester or more there. And frankly, in an equal cost situation, because financial aid goes with them. And all of those classes are in English in case you're worried you don't have to learn your business classes while you're also trying to figure out what's going on in Spanish. We have 12 academic minors, and one of those minors is a particularly unique one in that we have a service leadership minor. Service leadership is a wonderful combination of understanding social justice, getting an opportunity to get an experiential learning application, and of course, business curriculum. Our students who complete the service leadership minor spend 200 hours helping in our community, 100 of which is at one nonprofit. And that allows students, as you learn more and more in the classroom, to actually see how this nonprofit that you've been spending more and more time with, how they could benefit from the ideas that you're learning in the classroom. So you get to really learn deeper because you experience your classroom learning in the real world, and our community benefits right away. It's a win-win for everyone. We have a dedicated career resource center in the business school to help our students prepare for your internships and your long-term career opportunities. 82% of our 2021 grads had at least one internship. Over a third had 2, and these were the students that really were kind of in the tough spot with the pandemic. And 98% of our graduates are satisfactorily occupied, which means they either went to work, went to grad school, or are doing a year of service. And if you have any questions, I can't wait to talk to you further as we go through our presentation. So thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from Oklahoma City University.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Monica Brown. I am the Assistant Director of Graduate Admissions at Oklahoma City University. I'm also joined by my colleague, Grace Helton, who's one of our undergraduate admissions counselors. And today we'll be chatting a little bit more about the Minor School of Business. But just to give you an overview of who OCU is overall, we're a small private liberal arts university located in the heart of Oklahoma City. We have about 3,000 students in total, about 1,600 undergrads, 1,400 graduate students. So we are a fairly small university, kind of tucked away in the middle of everything going on in Oklahoma City, which brings our student to professor ratio at about 11:1, with classes being no larger than 25, including your first class here on campus, your first semester. We have over 80 student organizations for our students to be involved in, including some specific to the Minor School of Business. We'll talk a little bit later on. And we bring in students from about 42 different states and 46 different international countries. Our Minor School of Business, like the other 2 schools that have presented already, we are also a CSB accredited, which puts us in the top 4.5% of business schools in the world. We have 5 undergraduate business majors: business administration, accounting, finance, economics, and marketing. 4 graduate business programs: our leadership MBA, Master's of Science in Accounting, Master's of Science in Energy Management, and Master's of Science in Energy Legal Studies. We also offer 2 graduate certificate programs that can be added on at any point in time throughout your undergraduate or graduate experience at OCU, and those are in healthcare practice management and financial fraud and forensics accounting. What's really great about our undergraduate business programs is you have your business core classes, but you also have elective credits to take classes in other majors at OCU, whether you're in an econ major and you want to take marketing classes, or you're really interested in mass communication, social media, esports management, studio art and design. You can truly create your passion and your dream here at OCU. So why should you choose an OCU business education when there are tons of business schools out there? What makes us special? We have our leadership MBA and select undergraduate students get unprecedented access to the Oklahoma City Thunder, which is the professional NBA basketball team located in downtown Oklahoma City. Our students have the opportunity to work on semester-long projects, interview Thunder leadership, as well as have access to the ThinkPad, the Launchpad, which is a special space within the Paycom Center that our students can go and work on homework. They can have group meetings. They can be their own entrepreneur in that space. We also have a Bloomberg Terminal Lab with 12 computers that gives our students unprecedented access to the stock market. And our investment club, we have a graduate and an undergraduate team, are each given $100,000 every single year by Herman Minders, who founded the Minders School of Business, to invest into the stock market. That investment club has been around for over 20 years, and they've never lost money since the inception of the club. And any money gained on their investments goes into a scholarship fund for business students. We also have the Economic Policy and Research Institute on our campus, and our students have the opportunity to do a work study program, work alongside our economics professors, work on projects and grant writing that's presented to state and federal legislature. And lastly, we also have a business ethics debate team. So if you're interested in competing with other colleges and universities across the United States, that's a great opportunity to show us your steps. And my last slide, wanted to talk a little bit more about our undergraduate business scholarships. We have a wide variety that are specific just to our Minders School of Business students that range from an extra $10,000 a year all the way up to full tuition every single year. So our Minders Business Fellows and our Native American Business Scholars Academy offer full tuition, which is $28,094 a year, covered just by applying to the university and being eligible. We also have our Dean Agee Business Scholarship, McLaughlin Scholarship for our undergraduate first year students that could vary as well all the way up to $14,000 a year. And those are stackable on top of our automatic merit awards that are given at the time of your academic admission. We have two specific business transfer scholarships as well that are $10,000 a year, our Herman Minders Transfer and our Bama Companies. And the average cost of tuition, just to put it into perspective, is around $42,000 to $45,000 a year on average for a student. And we have no out-of-state tuition being a private institution. So whether you're here local in the Oklahoma City area or you're coming from either coast, you're paying the same amount as every other student. If you all have any questions, our contact information is on the screen. We hope to see you in Oklahoma City and at the Minders School of Business sometime soon. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from Newman University.
Hi, everybody. I'll pull this up really quick. Well, hey there. My name is Georgia Drews. I'm the Associate Director of Admissions at Newman University in Wichita, Kansas. And I'd love to tell you a little bit about our school. If you're not super familiar with where Wichita is, we are smack dab in the middle of the United States, right there in Kansas. We are the largest city in Kansas. We have about 600,000 people in our metro area, which gives it the big city urban feeling without it taking an hour to get across town, maybe 20 to 30 minutes tops. And as you can see there in the bottom right, we are an NCAA division school, even though we're pretty small, as you'll soon find out. This is our campus right here. We have a 61-acre Park Lake campus located just outside of downtown Wichita, which you can see at top of screen. And I love this picture, one, because it shows you a good part of our campus, but also you can see the quintessential Kansas storm rolling in. I do love living in Kansas. You can get just about every season in the course of a day, which has happened quite a few times this spring. Another thing about Wichita is that we are the air capital of the world, and you'll see why this is very important, especially if you're looking to major in something business related. Air capital means that we have quite a few aircraft companies in and around the city of Wichita, in addition to suppliers to those aircraft companies. So there's a lot of opportunities for internships and jobs, even employers that are looking to maybe reimburse you for getting your graduate or doctoral degree at Newman University. This is a beautiful shot of downtown Wichita with our Century 2 Performing Arts Center being that big round building. I always like to tell students that Wichita is kind of a fun place, especially if you're a Star Wars fan, because Harrison Ford, as you may know, is a huge aircraft enthusiast. And so he can usually be found around downtown Wichita about 2 to 3 times a year when he flies into town to have his aircraft maintenance at one of the local businesses. He rents a car, he stays in a hotel, he visits all of his favorite restaurants, including Doodah Diner, which is a popular haunt downtown. So come see us. You never know when you might run into Harrison Ford. Newman University is a small private Catholic college. We were founded in 1933 by a group of Catholic sisters called the Adorers of the Blood of Christ. They still live right next door to us, and I tell students every day it's like having 50 to 60 grandmas next door. They love you, they're praying for you, they're supporting you by coming to all your athletic games, theater performances, and special events, and they love having visitors. We were also named after this little guy, St. John Henry Newman. We've been having some fun with him since he was just canonized as saint a couple of years ago by Pope Francis. We've turned him into a Funko Pop. We put him on t-shirts, buttons, stickers, and really excited to be named after him because he had some really cool ideas about what it meant to get a Catholic liberal arts education, which is what we offer at Newman. This is our mission statement, so it tells you a little bit more about who we are, but the main thing here is that our purpose is to empower you as a graduate to go out and transform society. We're a pretty small school, as I mentioned, so on the range of small to large, we're like extra small. We have about 1,200 students here on campus, which gives us a pretty great student to faculty ratio. Nice access to your professors, for better or for worse. They know what you're good at, what you're not, hold you accountable, and they probably are going to notice if you don't show up for class. Average class size on campus is about 15, but the largest classroom we have on campus seats about 90. So that gives you an idea of the range you could possibly see. What you're seeing here on the screen is one of our Spanish classes, less than 15 students. So lots of discussion, very informal. You can have some snacks and drinks, and there's a lot of conversation during class. These are all of the things that we offer, but I did want to point out that as a liberal arts institution, we have a little bit of everything, and you might be taking classes in a lot of different types of fields. But we do have a few offerings in our School of Business on campus. We have 3 different degrees to offer you. The first one is a BBA, so we have a Bachelor of Business Administration, and you can get a BBA in one of these 7 different areas. Data analytics is probably one of the newest ones that we offer because it's kind of like the new sexy degree that everybody's getting and businesses are looking for. We also have management, which tends to be really popular for students that are maybe looking to own their own business. There's a lot of entrepreneurial classes in that one. Marketing is also really popular. We've had students go on to do internships and jobs at our local theaters, our stadiums, with our sports teams. And if you're looking for something computers-based, MIS or management information systems could be really great as well. If you're looking for something that's fully online, organizational leadership is one of our few online degrees at Newman University. If you're looking to go a little bit further, we do have an MBA on campus. So you can get your master's, and we have some different concentration areas within that. Healthcare administration has been a really big one, especially because we have a lot of healthcare programs at the undergraduate level. Nonprofit management and diversity and equity inclusion is one of our newest ones that we've added. We can also get graduate certificates for you in a lot of the same areas where you can do tracks for the MBA. So if you're just looking for a certificate, we can definitely help you with that. And the Doctorate of Business Administration is brand new to Newman University. We just started our first cohort this spring, which does include a residency, but a really cool program. Now you can get your BBA, MBA, and DBA at Newman University. And if you're thinking about accounting, the MBA can be done in 1 year. If you've done your BBA at Newman, you can do your MBA online in as little as 1 year with us. And that extra year gives you enough classes to take the CPA exam for accounting. Our students go on to some pretty fantastic internships, which is required at the undergraduate level. We also have students that come back from these different companies in the Wichita area to do their MBA or DBA with us. We do have athletics. I see that I've got a warning. We also have some first-time scholarships. Newman's test optional. Our application is free, and our range is $10,000 to $16,000 per year for 4 years for first-time students, as long as you maintain a 2.0 GPA. Thanks for learning more about Newman University. Definitely put some questions in the chat if you have any.
Thank you. Lastly, you'll be hearing from Texas State University.
All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out to all of our presentations. I'm going to be talking about Texas State University. My name is Daniel Flores. I'm an admissions counselor for Texas State. Let's jump into some facts about Texas State University. So we have a current enrollment of about 38,000 students. We're on the larger side of public universities in Texas. Our average class size is 23 students per professor. So although we are a larger university, you're still going to get that individual attention with your professors when you come to class. We're located in San Marcos, Texas. That's our main campus. It's about 30 minutes under Austin, 45 minutes above San Antonio. I personally love the location just because I wanted a small college town feel, but have access to those bigger cities, especially with Austin and San Antonio, which are booming right now. Something that I'm proud about our university is our diversity and inclusiveness on campus. We have a majority minority student population with 47% of our students being first generation and 36% of our students being Hispanic, making us a Hispanic serving institution. We do have around 200 degrees that we offer on the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral level. I did want to go into our business school, the McCoy College of Business. It is also accredited by the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business. It's the longest standing, most recognized, specialized accreditation that any institution can earn. We have programs like accounting, where you can also go for an extra year and become CPA certified, as well as leave with your master's in accounting alongside with your bachelor's. You can get a major, you can major in computer information systems. Our computer information system program has academic alliances with Oracle, IBM, Microsoft. We also offer majors in finance and economics, management, and marketing, which is what I did at Texas State University. Loved it. You'll be able to do development or product development, market research, management, brand building, and strategizing, which are really cool things to go into. You work in a lot of group projects and a lot of hands-on projects as well. In regards to our admissions, to apply, you just need to submit the application through goapplytexas.com, submit the optional essay, send your high school transcript, pay the application fee, or submit a fee waiver if you qualify for that. And then lastly, submit your ACT and SAT scores if you decide to do so. If you're currently a senior and in the top 75% of your class, you qualify to do a holistic review, and you don't need to submit your ACT or SAT test scores. If you're in the last quarter, last 25%, then you will need to meet our test score requirements. For juniors, hold on, we are still deciding if we're going to be test optional, but for now, I'd say to look at our testing requirements and go off of that until we make a decision. We do offer financial aid such as grants, work studies, and loans, and we have scholarships from assured scholarships that go off of merit and competitive scholarships that are available for all students, all Texas State students to apply to. Priority deadlines you want to look at. Our deadline, if you're applying as a senior right now, trying to become a freshman, got extended into June. Now, some of the student services that Texas State offers that I really appreciated, especially trying to navigate the university space, is academic advising, career services. You can get a career advisor that'll sit down with you if you're not too sure what you want to do. They'll help figure that out with you. We also have Student Learning Assistance Center, which basically is free tutors for almost every subject. I know I was in the library using those services a lot. We have student support services, which cater towards first generation students. And then we have an amazing Office of Disability Services that help accommodate with a lot of disabilities that students have. There's just a mini variety of disabilities that people need help with to get equal opportunity learning, and we provide for that. And yes, if you have any questions, feel free to jot our information down for our undergraduate admission and scan the QR code for more information. Thank you so much, everybody, for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. So now I'd just like to invite all of the reps to come back on camera for a round of Q&A. So I'll ask you all to share in the same order you presented in one thing you would like students to remember about your business program. And we'll start with Johnson and Wales.
Thank you. The thing that stands out to me that I always try to share with students as a real world example is our hands-on approach to all of our majors. And the thing that stands out in our business department is we have what we call an investment lab, and our business majors go there for their air quote lab work, but they're actually trading Johnson & Wales money on the stock market. So when you think about us putting our money where our mouth is, literally our business students trade our money live for stock because we want them to practice what we've taught them. And that's across the board with all of our business majors. Thank you.
If I had to narrow it down to the one thing that I would like you all to remember is that we believe very strongly that business can be a force for good, that we believe that our students can do well while still doing good, and that culture beats strategy 100% of the time. And we want to make sure that our students understand that leadership is more than top down, and that we have lots of opportunities for our students to have internships and other experiential opportunities so that you will not only see things in the classroom, but you will have numerous opportunities to practice and be very well prepared for a successful next step, whatever that might be for you.
For students considering going into the field of business, it is so broad and there are so many different avenues that you can go. And so when thinking of a school specifically for business, being a small university, you have really great access to your professors at Oklahoma City University who can help get you in front of people in any industry and any field that you're looking at going into. So checking out a small school, a private institution, there are a lot of benefits to what we can offer.
I would say at Newman University, one of the things I really like, and I was definitely not a business major, but one of the things I really like is that all of our business faculty are currently still doing the thing that they're teaching you. They're consulting, they own their own businesses, either as a family or maybe they started one up on their own. Our faculty are, writing books and being published on their ideas on business. Our accounting professor is actually a working CPA. Like, they have real world connections here in what is, an urban area. And those aircraft companies are really nice, but they also have connections in a lot of different businesses like Coke Industries where they can help you get connected and get internships and jobs.
Am I next? All righty. So for Texas State, our business school from McCoy, one thing I really appreciated were the professors. I think that's where you're going to find a common ground in a lot of universities. For Texas State, I just loved how dedicated they were to helping me out. Like, I would go to their office hours sometimes every day, especially for accounting where I struggled a lot and they never seemed annoyed. They're there for you to help you learn every step of the way. Also, it's just really great to connect with them because like was mentioned before, these professors are connected. They have actual real world experience. And that's something that can play to your benefit if you network with your professors well.
Great. And now I'll just ask you to all go around again and share a piece of advice that you would want to share with someone going through the college search process.
I always try to get students to understand the importance of matching themselves to the school, not just the program. I know everyone talks about fit, but I put it in terms of personalities, just like a city has a personality or a brand has a personality, colleges and cities have personalities. So I try to get students to understand business is offered a lot of places. So really look at what that program requires you to take as far as classes are concerned, but then step back and look at the college and look at the city and look at the state where it's located. You may like to be outdoors, you may like to be in a city. It could be suburban, it could be large or small, but try to look at all of it like it's a person. And when you put together all the parts of its personality, would you be comfortable? Would you thrive if you were spending 4 years with that person?
I think that really is in a nutshell, right? It's about this place where you feel like you're going to feel like you're at home because it's going to be your home away from home for a while, whether you live at home and commute or you live on campus or you live on an apartment. That university creates a community, and that's a special place where you want to contribute and you want to leave something behind that makes that community even better for the next person. So where do you feel like you want that energy, where you're going to fit and be a real member, a contributing member of that community? The other thing I would think of is look at things that are beyond, like what does the dorm look like, or what's the class? Think about what are the activities? What are the interests? You are more than your school. And we want to make sure that you really think about your whole experience, taking care of your mind, body, and your spirit.
My advice is to rely on the admissions professionals that you're working with, your admissions counselors who you're assigned to throughout the admissions process. They're here to help you and serve you through the admissions process. At every single school that you are applying to and looking at, we want you, as everyone said, to find the right school for you. Yes, we want it to be our university and we want you to pick us, but we, at the end of the day, want you to be happy with the choice that you make.
Oh, this is me from a private university, but a lot of people are scared away by the fact that they're looking at a religious institution or a private institution in general, because obviously cost is a concern. And yes, the sticker price for a private university is naturally going to be a little bit higher. But I would encourage you, if you visit or think that a private school could be a remotely good fit for you, go through the application process, apply for scholarships, do the financial aid. Most all of that stuff is free anyway. I know our application is free, not all are, but apply for those things and see what happens. More often than not, when I'm doing cost estimates with students, they tell me that Newman is more affordable than they thought it would be. And from a business standpoint, if you're looking at those programs and they offer you an opportunity to meet with faculty or somebody from that program on a visit, take it. That is going to be your best look into that program, either with a faculty or a current student.
Okay, hi. I haven't actually talked yet, but my name is Jessie Woodacker. I'm also at Texas State University. My biggest piece of advice, I think I have two. One kind of goes with everyone. Go visit. If you have the ability, if you're close or you can do a road trip during the summer, because while things look great on paper, we all put the best pictures and the best piece of advice out there. And you may think, oh, I'm from a big city, so I'm going to love being in this big city. It's, it's a different city, but it's fine. And then you might get on campus and hate it. And you don't want to do that for your 4 years. The other thing is, don't get bogged down in all of the rankings. Just because a school is the #1 in whatever doesn't mean that another university doesn't have a fantastic program that might be a better fit for you. So those are my 2 pieces of advice for anyone going through the process, because just because they say they're the best doesn't mean that they're the best for you.
Great. And then lastly, I'll just ask everyone to share a myth that they would like to debunk on the college admissions process. And we'll just start again with the same order.
Oh, I think students believe that they have to have the best variety on their academic and social resume to be the most attractive student. And that's not the case with most schools anymore. It's okay to have one thing you really like to do, and that's the one thing that you do the most, because it shows consistency. It shows us colleges that that's probably an activity or a cause or a group that you're going to contribute to when you get to our campus. So don't think that you have to have 18 activities and clubs. Really, if you do 1 or 2 things and that's what you do well, don't think that you have to come up with all this extra stuff to make your application look real. We want to see who you really are instead of how you think we want you to look good. So quality is better than quantity.
Yeah, we're not expecting every single applicant to have solved world hunger or cured cancer or started your own charity. And believe it or not, most of the applicants, probably all of the applicants that we're really looking at, didn't do those things either. That authenticity really is the key. We believe we have something that you might be interested in, but most importantly, we want to make sure that it's the right fit. And going back to what we had on that last question. So do that application authentically so that we can help and make sure that that we help each other figure out whether we're a match made in heaven.
The myth I'd like to debunk is that we're looking for reasons to deny you, when in actuality, admissions counselors and professionals are looking for every single reason to admit you. So showing who you are through your application essay, through your resume, thinking thoughtfully about who your references are, depending on the schools that you're applying for. We're looking for every reason to admit you to the university, and we want to know everything we can about you through the admissions process to make the best decision possible.
I maybe already said my one before, but I'd like to debunk the myth that private schools are not affordable. They can be. Go through the process, do the work, pay attention to what your admissions counselor or anyone in the admissions office is asking for from you. We attempt all the time to identify students who would be a good fit for a variety of scholarship opportunities. Don't always get responses or applications from those students, but we try. So it can be affordable. Go through the process.
So one thing I would like to debunk is you don't have to be 100% unique on your essay. You can have that cliche answer is, it's an immigration story, or, I had mental health issues, or I had personal issues. That's okay. We are okay with reading them. Just, do make them about you. And everyone does have their own personal story, even if it is a cliche answer. My biggest piece of advice, especially when it comes to doing those essays though, especially if they're short answers about the university or an essay about why you want to be at the university, dig deep, look into it, look into the university. Is there a professor there? Are they doing research? Something like that. But you don't have to say you invented the wheel or whatever. You don't have to choose something that is completely new and different. It's okay to have a cliche answer. we've read them all, yes, but everyone is still unique and everyone is still different.
Great. Well, thank you all so much for sharing, and thank you everyone for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions, including our May programming, and you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/launch. So thanks again, everyone. Have a good rest of your evening. Bye.